What's going on, everybody? This is BMT coming at you again. I had there were some things I wanted to talk about and wanted to go over. I feel like there's a lot of unjust things done to our people that we really don't hold accountable, or we really don't get to call out like we should. And that's pretty sad. It's pretty sad that we don't really get at it as we should. I feel like when we don't speak about these things, but we're talking about, we want men to stand up and women to build and different other sorts of stuff, but people aren't really talking on these type of things. I feel like that's a big problem. I feel like that's a hurt. That's a hurt to the community. That's a hurt to our children, our generational wealth. And if we don't start speaking on it, we're gonna have problems. I think we're gonna be doomed to keep on repeating what people have countlessly always have tried to steal from us. I know some people feel comfortable talking about it. A lot of people say that they don't see race. Respect to my nephew. Respect to Mother Earth. You know what I'm saying? I watch a lot of people saying that they want to make peace. A lot of people saying that they don't want to actually talk about the things that actually matter. And I always ask them, so when? So when do we talk about the things that do matter? When do we actually get to call out the stuff that is actually afflicted or actually happens to our people? See, understand it. While we have certain groups of men more so worried about getting punani, about getting between a woman's legs, you have other people trying to keep your people from just receiving aid, for just getting help. And you'll have it where a lot of these men don't care. They're more worried about, well, the black home, the black home, the black home. Well, I got a news flash. Guess what? The black community is already being starved out of resources. We're already being starved out of generational wealth. We're being pushed on to generational poverty. And it's sad because if you ain't about that fight, but you so much willing to go ahead and turn the other cheek, keep letting them spit in your face, I don't know what to tell you, man, but you lost. You lost. And I go for any man or woman that don't like what I'm saying. I really don't give a shit. People can feel the way they want to feel, but I want to first of all give a shout out to my co-host, Michelle. Hang on, I'm making sure I get the link to her. But if you ain't going to talk about this and you're going to back away from it, then you're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? This is money that they blatantly are trying to take out of the hands of men and women that have been fighting for this for years. And y'all want to keep saying we're the problem? Y'all can keep running from it if y'all want, but yo, mix me with that we all American shit. We all get treated fairly shit. But I'm not seeing it. So what I'm going to have to do, I'm just going to have to just go ahead and do the story, raise the article. Hang on, I got to make sure I get my stuff squared away. Y'all share the video. You already know how I get, I get that damn shadow ban. Especially when we start talking about racial issues and stuff. They don't, that's a big no-no. That's a big no-no. So hang on, let me make sure I get this. I know y'all want to talk about the dude, the sus dude. I could give a shit about him. He don't give a damn about us. I really don't give a fuck about him. to you. No. There we go. Like I said, and like I said, like this is something, you know what I'm saying? Like the video, share the video. I don't want to beat around the bush when it comes to this type of thing. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? There we go. I don't know why I was sitting in the darkness, but I guess I was. So we always hear about accountability. Always hear about it's the bureaucracy's fault. You know, it's certain type of behavior, the thugs, the pookies. But if you ain't gonna talk about this, then this is a big issue. Problem. And I would have to ask the question, then when do we call this out? You feel me? Like when do we actually start actually addressing this type of behavior? My father was a farmer. My grandma and my granddaddy and them, they've been farmers for a while. I could drop the link. Hang on, let me make sure I drop the link. Because I am willing to talk with people, whether you agree or disagree. I know I'm not going to get certain groups. Hang on, let me make sure I do that correctly. I know I'm not going to get certain groups to come around. You know, it amazes me, but I could go around certain racial groups, and they always say that they want to have the conversation with me, or why does race matter, or that there's always a fucking agenda. But when these type of things happen, they're ghosts. It's always their ghosts when this type of shit be popping off, man. That's why I don't care to entertain other shit. Like, I'm being honest. I don't really give a fuck about other shit going on in the US anymore. Not until mines get to eat. If my people ain't getting to eat like that, then I don't give a fuck for anybody else's child getting to eat like that. I'm just being honest. I know y'all may not like me. I might lose some subs, but I'm not gonna go with my child not being able to eat, my people being starved out. And y'all gonna say, well, who's starving out your people? So let me go ahead. After years of setbacks, socially disadvantaged farmers get debt relief. The U.S. Department of Agriculture has started notifying about 13,000 socially disadvantaged farmers that it will provide loan repayment assistance from an estimated $4 billion in American rescue plans. Now, we understand that for a long time, our black farmers have been cheated out of their wealth. They were starved, threatened, even killed not to participate or be able to have certain advantages in American way of life. And here we got it right here. As to that just now in 2021, you know, everybody thinks Biden the devil or whoever, but they're just now being able to receive, you know, help, aid. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people will say up and down, like, yo, like, why do they need that? What do they need that for? Now, black and other minority farmers have faced discrimination from both government agencies and businesses, historically black farmers have lost 85% of their land due to racial violence and foreclosures. Do y'all know how bad? 85%. So when motherfuckers talk about the 40 acres and the fucking mule, when bitch ass motherfuckers always bring up that 40 acres and a mule, when they always talk about, yo, why are you complaining? Wasn't my ancestors? We didn't do you no wrong. Literally, discrimination from both the fucking government and agencies and businesses. That means from 3 different trifectas. When I say, yo, no other group has had the same amount of obstacles and hurdles like the black community. That is not fucking damn stroking no ego. That's not trying to do no struggle Olympics. That's just a fucking fact. The government that you trying to prepare food for, the businesses wouldn't buy your shit, and if they were to buy your shit, it'd be next to nothing. So what should have been a goddamn $800 crop, they might just give you $300. And you still got to make payments on the fucking land. Then you got to do a racial violence if they don't try to shoot you or kill you. And foreclosures. Reports show that the benefits from the federal bailouts given to farmers under the Donald Trump administration, which totaled $28 billion, went primarily to white farmers. For so many years, our people have been starved out. When everybody was saying Donald Trump was giving our people help, that didn't go to the black farmers. A lot of, if you ask a lot of black farmers, what do they know about certain loans and grants and shit like that? They'll tell you, wait, I was never told that. I never received that in the mail. I was never given that. That's cool, Kelly. A lot of our people, listen, at this rate, they'll probably blame y'all for this one too. 85%, what's going on, Brother Joe, of our generational, 85% of our generational wealth was snatched away. I'm gonna keep going into that. But see, y'all, we need to know about this. Dwayne Goldman, senior advisor for the racial equality at the U.S. Department of Agriculture, sees this loan repayment program as the first step to closing the economic gap between black minority farmers and their white counterparts. Good luck. Now, that's what this is supposed to do, right? And like I said, I want y'all, if you ever get a chance, please take a look at the links below. Don't cheat yourself. If you don't agree with me, BMT, please check into this yourself. I always hear, let's fix the racial problem. But I swear on God, whenever I start talking about these things, motherfuckers don't want to hear me. They'll quickly say BLM, black people, what about fucking Chicago? Like we all know and live in Chicago. What about this city, that city? Bitch, motherfuckers, we all don't live in cities. We all ain't running around with guns. You Brandon Tatum suck off jerks. We don't do all that. That's what I'm saying. We all ain't running around with bonnets. We all ain't contributing to the fuckery. The next article, NPR News. debt relief for black farmers and other farmers of color. See, sadly, anything the black man got to get, he has to share his piece of cornbread and piece of spam, can of spam with everybody else. See, it's like I can't get my own pair of fucking pants for just me. I gotta get that and share that with all the other orphans in the goddamn orphanage. And you see, I'm always tired of hearing these motherfuckers saying, pick yourself up by the bootstraps. But it's funny, I have to share my goddamn boots with everybody. Promises still needed. Now, I'm not sure how they always think that do these brothers look like they're any thugs, gangsters? Do they look like they're wearing any type of MAGA shit, any type of kind of conservative or liberal? These men and women, and also their families, most likely are like, yo, we just want what's rightfully ours. This is done on June 8, 2021. Farmers Lloyd Johnson, Hezekiah Gibson, and Henry King from Manning, South Carolina, stand by a farm tractor during a National Black Farmers Association protest in front of the Department of Agriculture in August 2002 in Washington, D.C. The Department of Agriculture agreed to pay black farmers $50,000 each as part of a 1997. Now, just look at this. This picture is in 2002. It is 2021. The agreement was in 1997. When I say these dudes are getting jerked around, it's a 1997 settlement, a class action lawsuit concerning discrimination, loan practices, but the National Black Farmers Association claims that some of the farmers have yet to be paid, sparking ongoing protests. Mark Wilson, Getty Images. Good men and women out there. Farmers of color are set to be unprecedentedly help with unprecedented help. This month, the U.S. Government of Agriculture plans $4 billion in debt relief as part of the latest pandemic stimulus package. The debt relief is designed to address a well-established history of discrimination against Black, Indigenous, and other farmers of color. Studies go back to the 1920s, have documented how little access to government helped farmers of color. Mind you, these same men will still get drafted into the military, still get forced to do whatever civil duty for this country, still have to pay taxes, but can't get help from the government. The portion of the black farmers in the U.S. has shrunk from 14% in 1920 to goddamn 2% in 2017. So take that into account. We went from 14%, but I know everybody likes to rag on Black people. When are we going to go back to separating, building the land, get back to our fucking roots and all that other shit that I keep hearing motherfuckers talking about? We need to come together and shit. But there's only 2% of black farmers left. And the question that we have to ask is, will there be any left by 2023? Will there be anybody to support them by 2023? Will there be anybody that would actually want to step with them or sit with them by 2023? Let alone, are there any black people willing to stand with them during 2021? We keep talking about a stimulus check, but these brothers have still been fighting. We keep talking about a black study, but these men and women have been out there fighting. Build the land, they say. Get back to your roots. No offense, I do hear a lot of people saying we should go to Africa, but I gotta be real with y'all, my niggas. I'm not going to no fucking Africa when the goddamn man right here has already been fucking over my people and they're still trying, but I have a better chance in Africa? No, I'm not hitting the reset button. I'm not leaving. Fuck that. But see, when they want us to leave. They want us to leave. They want us to stop fighting. They want us to stop giving a fuck. And I always hear this shit about we all need to come together, but my nigga, y'all guys are missing with that bullshit about talking about coming together. And it's nothing personal, but it is personal now. But I've watched a lot of us, a lot of men. I watched my dad shed tears because he feels that, yo, at the end of the day, who's going to be there with me to help me with the land? Exactly, Joe. The average black farmer is over 50. The average farmer is over 50, man. You have it where I get it. What's going on, Stray Dog? Much respect to you, man. Tell me, but it's the way some people talking about it. We go to Africa, rebuild in Africa. I'm not leaving what is owed to me. I don't mind getting dirty. I don't mind tilling the land. I don't mind doing squash, greens, cabbage, rice, okra, tomato, squash, zucchini, cucumber. I don't mind dealing with livestock. I don't mind fixing a healthy meal for my people and for anybody else to eat from. But I'm also realistic saying, yo, stop fucking around. Shout out to Stray Dog. I don't mind. Y'all can't keep on talking about we need to unify, but then this shit right here is going on. This is bullshit on so many levels. Come on, man. This has been documented since 1920s. Y'all like talking about the 1950s, but this has been happening since the 1920s. But there are some who oppose the deal. Banks are upset. Look at this. Banks are upset that they won't make as much money if farmers of color are allowed to pay off the debt early. Some white farmers are suing to get the USDA to remove the race classification from the program, saying it's reverse discrimination. Meanwhile, many black farmers say the program doesn't go far enough and that they are skeptical that the payments will actually materialize. So let me get this straight. You have it where this is not my words. The banks, as well as some white farmers, are suing to get the USDA to remove the race classification from the program, saying it's reverse discrimination. This is wild. You mean men and women that have been cut off from goddamn generational wealth, they're being sued? They're being blamed? But majority of black farmers don't even think they'll get the money. If you want to hear some of the message, I could play it.
This is NPR News, supported by Top Line Construction Firm, your local women-owned roofing contractor based out of Shoreview, Minnesota. Roof repairs, replacement, and insurance work. More information at toplineconstructionfirm.com.
You're listening to a recording of a live radio show on NPR News. If you want to listen to us in real time, stream our show at nprnews.org/listen, live every weekday at 9 a.m. Central. Thanks for listening. Enjoy the show.
Good morning. I'm Carrie Miller. Good to have you listening this morning. This month, the USDA is starting to pay out money for debt relief to farmers of color. The money, $4 billion in all, was included in the pandemic stimulus bill. It's designed to remedy a long history of discrimination against Black and minority farmers. But there are banks, there are white farmers and others who are opposed to the debt relief. A group of farmers from Minnesota, Wisconsin, and other Midwestern states are suing to prevent the USDA from using racial classification for debt relief, and there is a lawsuit in Texas challenging it. Since we live in such an agriculturally centric part of the country, we were curious about how this debt relief program would be seen around here. So I'd like to hear from as many farmers and farm families of all backgrounds and races. If you're a farmer of color, will this debt relief make a difference to your financial security? Do you think it's a long time in coming? If you're a white farmer, how do you see the USDA's program? So asking this morning to hear if you farm, whether it's on a small family farm, you farm on many more acres than that, you've got experience in the agricultural industry here, I'd love to hear your views on this. Will the debt relief make a difference if you're a farm family of color to your financial security? Do you think it's a long time in coming? And if you're a white farmer, you're in the industry, how do you see this USDA program? Here's a phone number, 651-227-6000, 800-242-2828. Reach me on Twitter at CarrieNPR. John Boyd Jr. is with us, a fourth-generation Black farmer, businessman, and civil rights activist. He's the founder and president of the National Black Farmers Association, with us from Boydton, Virginia. Mr. Boyd, welcome. It's good to have you on the show.
Thank you very much for having me. And I thought you've done a wonderful job on the introduction.
Thank you.
A little bit of the perspective and history.
Thank you. So much more to talk about, though. So I'm really glad you're with us. Thomas Mitchell is here. He's a professor of law and co-director of the program in real estate and community development law at Texas A&M University School of Law, and with us from Dallas, Texas. And Professor Mitchell, welcome to you. It's good to have you on the show.
Good morning. Thank you for inviting me. It's an honor to be on the show with John Boyd, and I'm looking forward to the program.
Good. I am too. John, if I might, I just have to note that you are with us this morning from Boydton, Virginia, which gives me a hint that your family has very deep roots in that part of Virginia.
Yes.
Would you tell me a little bit about your family story?
Absolutely. And I'm a fourth generation farmer, and yes, we have a long, rich history, a generation of farming here, going back to slavery, to the Boyd plantation, where I was able to buy a portion of that land, here recently. And my forefathers, Thomas Boyd, still own some original acres from the Boyd plantation. So Boyd is our slave name. I don't know what our name was before we came over the waters, but yes, so it's a lot of history here. And I was trained as a tobacco farmer, cotton, and I went on after those government buyouts to continue to raise corn, wheat, and soybeans, and 100.
I want y'all to think about that. And I'm not going to play everything, but literally you're hearing a man who is fourth generation a farmer since slavery. I want you to understand the power in just saying that. His family have been farmers since they got off the boat. Where he don't even know his name, he has to carry on the name of the master that bought him. And so all he's known is farming. Even to the point where the man had to buy his own land. That him and his family have been whipped, beat, raped, and pushed on for years. I want y'all to think about that. The judge suspends debt relief program for farmers of color after conservative law firm white farmers sue Biden. The judge suspends debt relief program for farmers of color after conservative law firm white farmers sue Biden. A federal judge halted payments for a loan forgiveness program that provides relief to agricultural producers of color. A temporary restraining order was handed down Thursday afternoon by Judge William Greshabech of Wisconsin Eastern District. Listen, man, I think Wisconsin is a piece of shit. I think Michigan is a piece of shit. Ohio, a piece of shit. I think all of them goddamn states up there are just pieces of shit. Everything fucked up and racial is literally pouring out of there, and nobody want to say shit, bro. Nobody want to say shit.
Damn, and I'm in Wisconsin and I didn't know about this.
Sorry, y'all. This is a piece of shit goddamn state. And y'all motherfuckers over there. And I know, and listen, it's just a piece of shit state, Kelly. You're just in a shitty ass state. But welcome. So welcome to so you never knew about any of this stuff happening in your in your state?
No, not about this current situation. And to be honest, in my city, the police try to follow the rules to a T. They don't want any lawsuits. It's very diverse. So, not to say that I don't know how the court system works. Now that's a different program, but I just never knew that this was an issue. So you're bringing it to me. I didn't know.
No, and first of all, let me say thank you for coming. You're one of the very few people that are non-black that will come and have the conversation. So I can fucks with you. Because at least you'll come and have the conversation and keep it 100. You know what I'm saying?
I'll try, and I'll be honest. Last night I was really agitated. I'm just like, fuck it. I do, okay, whatever everybody wants to do, just do it. Light it up, do whatever you want to do. Because you get to a point where you realize that nobody wants to see anything any differently. It's one way. For example, when I talk to my son, and he tends to be able to calm me down in a different way. He broke it down like, okay, 60% of me is for Black people and success and understanding. 40% is don't be a pussy, just get the job done. I'm like, what? And then he's like, you could never understand this unless you were able to walk in my shoes. You'll never get it. So I guess after I heard the fact that I'll never get it and I'll never understand, it kind of made me sit down a little bit. Like, okay, all that pissed off I was and fuck this shit. I'm so tired of it. You know what I'm saying? It kind of like brings you back to reality.
I think the thing about it, and thank you for your honesty. And I want you to understand, I'm not mad at you. I'm just mad at the disingenuous talk that literally 85. Like, Kelly, you watched me for a while, and I supported you.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't go kicking dirt on people's porches. You know, I just feel like, hey, everybody deserves a right of their own share. And you know, I try to talk with this one motherfucker's panel. He's like, damn, like, are you prejudiced? And I'm like, well, motherfucker, that's what y'all want to label me. I don't give a fuck. You know, because
we all take the bigot card at times, BMT. It is what it is.
It is what it. I mean, it is what it is. I own that. I do. I hold. It's one thing. I always know they want me to hold my people accountable. But if something wrong happens to my people, am I supposed to pull a fucking Brandon Tatum?
No. That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard of, and I'm tired of it. It's disingenuous. We don't say white on white crime. We don't say, get your community together. Fuck and you. We don't claim each other. That's some bullshit. It's not like the random fucking Dylan Roof. You think I'm claiming that motherfucker? I don't give a fuck if he does look like me. Fuck him. I don't care what happens to him. You think I want to? Well, anybody, when they say, that person looks like you, that's part of your clique. George Zimmerman, fuck him. I don't care what happens to him. You know what I mean? Like, that's some bullshit. Just because somebody looks like you got to claim them. Why does the black community have to take that as a whole? Because one person does something stupid? So what? That's dumb.
I think the thing about it, but I always try to tell people, like, we're not a monolith. We're not a monolith at all. But I also understand part of my heritage is farmer based. It is. I've always talked about that. I'm not ashamed of them. I'm not ashamed of my father. Hell, if I call him right now and put him on the phone, he'll tell you how it is right there for a lot of black farmers and other farmers, how they're treated. You know?
My uncle farms too, BMT, and he's in his 60s. Now, this isn't a full, he has a job outside of the farm because there'd be no way to survive. First of all, there's not enough people around to help. Running a full farm, you need hands. You know what I mean? All day.
Right.
But there would be no way for him to do that. So, it's very small and reduced in what he does compared to, the 90s.
The thing about it, Kelly, is every other group can get access to ridiculous amount of funds, money, right? And I would think that, we always like to say farmers are the backbone of the country. You feel me? Like, that was always the trope. They go, they serve the country, they make sure that we have food on the table, they make sure things get out in time. All that good shit. And when I listen to that, and I'm hearing how these men and women have been fighting for years, and I'm honest, and I'm saying that I really don't believe. I don't believe. Like, I don't mind having a conversation. What's going on, Trailer? Depends on how big a farm you plan on farming, as to whether you need a bunch of hands or not. And that's fear. That's fear. But however, if something was stolen from your farm multiple times over and over and over, you're owed. You're owed that. Just like everybody wants their back taxes, just like everybody wants their back paycheck, what's owed to them. This has been going on since 1920s and before then. I literally played the audio of a man who's fourth generation since slavery. Could you imagine that? That's all his family has really ever done was farm. And he's not an uneducated man. You know? It's just sad. If we're talking about fixing the problem, or we want to have the honest conversation, why the fuck is there a judge suspending debt relief program for farmers of color after a conservative law? And I'm sorry, fuck conservatives, dude. Fuck conservatives. Fuck MAGA. Fuck QAnon. Fuck all of them. Fuck all of them. And I don't give a fuck if y'all with them. Go fuck yourselves. And I don't give a fuck who don't like it. Because honestly, y'all talk, as much as these people like talking to me about Jesus and, you know, equality and unity and all that shit, where the fuck is your God when my people are getting shafted right now?
No, I get it. I just had this argument the other day.
I know, and listen, I'm willing to have that conversation. I'm just saying right is right and wrong is fucking wrong. And literally, this is up there, and, you know, Trailer, you can come up here too, man. We can all have the conversation. I'm willing to have I respect you, Trailer. I respect Jelly. Y'all are motherfuckers who don't mind coming up on panels and having conversation. Regardless of if it's a good one, a bad one, fuck it. Y'all gonna have to miss me. Listen, anybody else, miss me with that faggot bullshit that let's talk about equality, unity, and any other type of bullshit. And if you're not real about it, and I'm talking about the cigarette. So fuck you if you think about I'm attacking the LGBTQ. Talking about I'm burnt out with this bullshit about equality. But that's not no fucking equality that they're literally just asking for help with their land, and literally they've been strung out and they can't get it. That's not fucking fair. But you want us to unify as a fucking nation, but you're fucking over your own people. Now,
can I ask a question? Now, are you okay, because I couldn't hear it all. Are you saying that white farmers in my state, Minnesota, other places in the Midwest, are trying to sue the Department of Agriculture because they're mad that black farmers will get money and they won't?
Yes.
Is that what I'm getting?
Yes. It's a debt relief program. It's a simple debt relief program to literally help the black farmers catch up. It's no secret that the black community has an economic imbalance. I'm pretty sure your son knows that. I'm pretty sure most everybody knows that when they like to show the poverty. Everybody likes to show the poverty of the black community. Yo, I always hear this fucking talking point. Pull your boots up by the laces.
Oh,
so now,
Jesus, that's dumb too.
So now we're hearing that, hey, we're willing to doggone do the work, but guess what? Now you're going to sue the government because they say they're going to do the work. If the contradictories ain't fucking real, I don't know what is.
I mean, first of all, good luck suing the government. That's all I got to say. But I mean, I think this is all crazy.
Just pull yourself up by your bootstraps and you'll be all right.
Now, shut up, fucker.
So here's the thing about it. So if that's the case, if we're saying that we'll be all right, now mind you, this is the guy. Yep, let's make sure we show Texas commissioner. Yeah. So tell that to that piece of shit
Another old fucking white top fucking oil tycoon trying to fuck the black man out of his money, right?
Yeah. Yep. Actually, he is. Actually, that's his name. That's the guy right there. That is.
Ain't it pretty funny that I can just look at his picture and I can already fucking profile him?
And guess what?
Much.
You want to know what? Let's find out. Now, this guy is literally suing Commissioner Sid Miller. Now, how much do y'all think he's worth?
Who, that guy?
Yes.
He ain't even worth $1 billion. I'd say he's worth maybe 100 mil. That's being generous, I think. Or generous, I should say. Generous.
Yeah, I don't think he's a billionaire either, but he could be close.
I think he's about 100 mil. He's a small-time tycoon because I've never seen his face before. If he was real big, we'd already know his face.
I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of front man.
What's his net worth, BMT?
Oh, Lord. How much is this piece of shit? Hang on, let me find it. Hang on. Did you know these goddamn... This
How many private cattle ranches does he own?
He's in Texas. This dude got fucking money.
That's what I'm saying. If he's in Texas, then he owns cattle ranches probably too. He's probably just an oil investor.
But he's bitching about goddamn black farmers goddamn getting money in Texas. Now,
yeah, he's going to bitch about it, man. He's a white dude having his money threatened. I mean, that's what it boils down to.
But I'm like, yo, what the fuck do black farmers getting fucking money have to do with anybody? You see,
it threatens his money, BMT. That's what it has to do with it. It threatens his ability to bring more money in.
I swear.
That's just being real about it.
Now, here's the thing about I'm trying not to be an asshole. Listen, y'all. This is why, when it comes time to have that, let's move past that race shit.
Kelly go.
Let's move past the race shit. Let's Kelly probably just fell off by accident. Let's move past the race shit. Let's talk about bridging the gap of equality and all that shit.
BMT.
I'm like, fuck that, and I don't want to do that shit.
Look, you are, just as well as I do. This country's already unified. It's unified the only way it's ever going to be unified. And the fucking media and the mainstream and all that shit fucking solidified that. This country's unified in hate. It'll always be unified in hate.
Well, I done joined the hate train now and I'm not even an asshole dick about it, but I'm like, yo, dude, like I am the son of a farmer. I am a proud son of generational farmers. I know how to farm. I know how to work a tiller. I know how to use
I know how to break a cultipacker.
So the fact that this shit directly impacts me pisses me off. It's not even about getting rich.
Your family still farm?
Yes, we still farm. We
never. How much? What kind of acreage do you guys got?
In here, just in the Carolinas alone, it's over 200 acres of land we own.
That ain't too bad size. What are you guys farming? Beans and corn, or tobacco?
We do it all. We do it all.
I know the Carolinas, they still do farm a lot of tobacco and cotton down there too, don't they?
Yeah. A lot of us don't like. I mean, you got the cotton gin machines for all of that shit. But the thing about it is, it amazes me. I always hear this "God bless America" shit, but I don't really feel that American. This is why I'm saying when people be saying like there's bigger issues to wonder about, I'm like, motherfucker, I need to handle the issues on the ground level floor. Now, understand this. So this right here, the group alleged that Biden administration used an unconstitutional program in an effort to end systemic racism and should make the relief available to white farmers too. The court recognized.
Hey, question. Could that be a backlash to that legislation where they were given what was it, Black African American business women that grant for a while?
That has nothing to do with the government. That's a bank. What a bank, $1 billion.
No, I thought the government passed that bill for that to happen.
No,
I thought that was a government program where they were given what was it, like 25 or 100 African American women that were business owners, like $1 million grant or some shit like that.
No, that was a bank, sir. That was a bank. And literally, no offense, but hell, white women be getting minority goddamn grants. So they be going for affirmative action also. So if Kelly wanted to do affirmative action,
well, I'm not trying to fucking excuse it away one way or another. I'm just trying to see if what triggered someone to want to even do something like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think of what policies may have been put in. Huh?
That's a fair question to ask. I'm saying, all farmers getting shit on, and then at the brother speak says, when you talk about money, that equality shit goes out the window.
Hey, dude, I know 10 years ago when, because I come from a generational farming too. Granted, my dad, he never did it as an adult, and I never had to do it, but I have a lot of cousins, uncles, aunts. You know, they were all farmers and owned farmland all over Ohio. You know, and for like 8 years running, my uncle got that farm. I mean, he actually had to turn whatever it was that he had into his insurance just to get paid for, you know, what he spent and put into it. So like 8 years in a row.
So here's the thing about it, and that's cool. But I'm looking at right now because the group alleged that Biden. So listen, the court.
I assumed all farmers got to turn their losses in on their insurance, though. That's why they carried insurance on their farm.
No, a lot of black farmers did not get money, did not get bailout, did not get anything. Like, and then literally they have. That's literally in the first doggone thing. The court recognized that the federal government plan to condition and allocate benefits on the basis of race raises grave constitutional concerns and threatens our clients with irreparable harm, said Rick Eisenberg, president and general counsel for Will. The Biden administration is radically undermining bedrock principles of equality under the law, which that's bullshit. Now that's interesting because if we go over here, you go right down here. Black and other minorities have faced discrimination from both the government, agencies, businesses. Historically, black farmers have lost 85% of their land due to racial violence and foreclosures. Reports show that the benefit from the federal bailout given to farmers under Donald Trump administration, which totaled $28 billion, went primarily to white farmers. Wayne Goldman.
Well, what was it? Part of that 2008 housing boom, people that got hit the most were black families. There were a lot of black families who went out and bought family farms for the first time in their life while, you know, they were giving them subprime loans and subprime mortgages out, you know, and because they were victim of that housing boom and the fucking inflation bubble on their housing payment, they lost their farms.
Now the thing about it is, and I want you to understand, everything I'm showing y'all can go ahead and look up the links below. You can pull these kind of things up. Kelly, are you here? I just make sure you're back.
Yeah, I'm here.
Sorry, I talk a lot. I apologize.
No, that's. Yeah, I know that.
I just personally, I really do think a lot of the black farmers losing their farms and shit did happen initially.
You sound like you're breaking up the story. You're looking at the story.
I said I think a lot of it happened in 2008 during the housing bubble, you know, and it's slowly just started. I mean, I'm not saying it isn't something that hasn't always been going on, but I think it's kind of started to take even more effect again. You know, if you understand what I'm trying to get out with so poorly wording what I'm trying to get out.
They've been getting fucked over since 1920s and before then. They've literally been getting fucked over, where they literally been shut out of stuff just because of you are not allowed to sell in certain stores. You are not allowed to purchase certain things unless you had certain licenses, which you had to pay for the license. Like, that shit's bullshit. It's bullshit all around. The marketplace host Kai Renzo spoke to Goldman about the racial disparities in farming and how federal aid can bring greater equity to the industry. The following is edited transcript for the conversation, which you can read the conversation right here. Again, all these things, y'all can listen to these different transcripts. If you truly want to know what happened, I went and got audio listening that y'all can listen to, and these are from farmers, and literally they allow different other races of farmers to call in and speak. But also, we're looking at it right here where they're saying that hey, they're being racially discriminated against. They're being racially.
Is this something that's happening all across the country or just in the southern states?
No, this is happening in your shithole state.
And
My shithole state, Indiana.
In Indiana, Michigan, Wisconsin, Ohio, all up there. Seems like every butthole racist is up there.
It's not. Well, you know what? If they're here, they're goddamn good at it. I'll say that.
Yeah, they are. I'm gonna tell you what.
They'll sell you a pack of cigarettes, Kelly. Pretty sure they're selling you a pack of cigarettes and burning a cross behind the church right now.
Truth be told, I don't really spend my money with. I don't. I mean, the most.
We know you're at the pool house with the black Negroes. We know where you're at, Kelly.
No, I don't go to the fucking pool house. Fool, you're stupid.
I know you can't let Mo know where you go to go spend your money.
No. I like to gamble. I don't know if that's got a race to it, but no.
Gambling, that's a motherfucking addiction now, ain't it, Kelly?
I go once a month. I mean, if you want to call that an addiction, I guess, but.
Now, the thing about it is, so you ask, there should actually be no federal dollars going anywhere just based on race, he said. The group is also representing farmers in Minnesota, South Dakota, Missouri, Iowa.
So this guy is just mad because it just affects black people.
Huh?
So this guy that you're talking about who's trying to fight all this shit, he's just mad because this only affects black people. What they're trying to do.
The money is going towards black farmers who have been racially disparaged for years.
Okay, white dude, shut the fuck up and deal with it. Let somebody get a fucking hand for a change. Christ.
Now,
give somebody a hand up. Stop giving handouts. Give them a hand up.
That's why I say we're not gangster enough. I've talked about this before. Now, I don't know why we're so negotiable.
Right. The plaintiffs allege that because race discrimination is barred under the U.S. Constitution, the federal government must prove that its discriminatory benefit is narrowly tailored and serves a compelling government interest. Now, in saying that, it's interesting because there's a lot of stuff that are for different groups. There's stuff for Native Americans. There's stuff for the Latino groups. There's a lot of different stuff for different groups. It amazes me that all of a sudden, because the black farmer is getting something, it's a fucking problem. In the suit, Will asked the Agricultural Society, Tom Busquets, and Zach Duskett, the administrator of Farm Service Agency, not consider race when determining recipients of the relief funds. Since the filing of the lawsuit, the U.S. Department of Agriculture officials have continued to implement the program and is currently reviewing what the restraining order means for the program. We respectfully disagree with this temporary order, and the USDA will continue to forcefully defend our ability to carry out the act of Congress and deliver debt relief to socially disadvantaged borrowers, of the USDA spokesperson. Now, when the temporary order is lifted, USDA will be prepared to provide the debt relief authorized by Congress. Now, I don't know why this motherfucker is going so hard to stop, people from getting, and mind you, these are, as a lot of people say, these are Americans. But why would you have a problem with Americans getting relief to do their job? Could have sworn everybody was saying we need to go back to our jobs. But why is there a problem with these people getting money to go back and do their job effectively? Maybe hire more hired hands. Maybe be able to go buy better equipment. Probably be able to go buy more land. Why would you want to fuck that up for them?
Well, I mean, I guess he thinks that might affect his bottom line. I don't know what the fuck is. It could only be one of two things. Either he doesn't want black people to get ahead, or he's worried about his bottom line, or both. I
To be
don't
honest
know.
with you, man, if you want my opinion,
Oh,
a
what's up,
lot of
guys?
these
Sorry.
farmers should have already went out and spent a lot of that stimulus money and those SBA loans that they were able to get on getting upgraded equipment and shit by now. I mean, there was a shit ton of money that it was handed out specifically for that.
Now, here's the thing about it. These farmers, see, the thing about it, and this is why I don't want to put these farmers who have been doing this for years, Trailer, into that group. Because these farmers, the farmer society has been quiet for a long time.
Yeah, it has.
So understand, these men, and you know what I'm saying, I know we got Mike up here. I knew Mike was going to show it. Anytime I talk about this time, Mike be happy when he be hearing this shit. He be like, "Yup, I got a lot of
Hey,
shit."
man, I love having conversations with Mike, man.
Hey, see,
Hi, Mike.
hey,
He's
you
a
know, I
decent
had to come
intellectual.
up.
I knew Mike was going to be like, "Oh shit."
I'm out and about, and I really should be. I'm in Vegas and stuff, but this was so deep. I was like, man, I had to say something. So no, but
Go ahead, Mike.
Let me hit my chillin' first, man.
no. But this thing is so deep here. I mean, to say something real quick, I'm glad that you hitting a real topic. So this, right now in YouTube, of course, since it's like no election going on, we got a lot of backbiting and infighting going on, for some reason. But that's what we do in YouTube streets. But but with this farmer thing, see, that's why I was telling you, Trailer. That's the whole thing with this country. I read something on the Constitution a couple of days ago. To me, it's like in the 14th Amendment, even the one that this was in 1865 after they did the freed the slave stuff.
Right.
But it says that they don't want, basically. This is what I'm getting from it. Now, I'm not no law attorney or whatever these people are, but I'm just saying from what I read here, they believe that in the foundation of the Constitution that these 3/5 of a human being are not supposed to be included. And if you start including them in the benefits, then, it messes up the founding fathers' vision.
Those people are fucking ignorant.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Now, whether that's technically true, somebody will get, be like, Michael, you don't know what you're talking about, because I had a conversation with a bunch of black men who's supposed to be very smart, and the other day I knew I was gonna get cussed out, but I did. But I went up there and talked to them.
It takes balls, bro.
Yeah, they're constitutional. Yeah, they're constitutional experts, but for some reason they can justify it. No matter what law happens or no matter what goes on, this particular group called Black Americans, they can't get nothing, unless everybody is getting what they get. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem that we'll see consistently. So that's what I believe. I believe it's true. I believe that, right? If you
I see what your argument is. I understand that too, man. It's like black people can't even get a fucking hand up unless everyone else has a hand up as well. Otherwise, somebody's bitching.
Right. And my thing is, it's like people. Okay, and I mean, I hate to say it, but it's like people say, "Oh, you're reverse racism." Like that's an insult. Now, reverse.
There's no such thing as reverse racism, dude. It's just racism.
It is now.
Well, no. If you let somebody else define
racism is racism.
Well, think about this. I look at it like this. If you have racism, you have to do something to reverse it. Now, does that mean treat other people shitty? No. I'm saying you have to take some special steps because you focused on this one group of kids here. Let's say you had a classroom and, for 8 months, you traumatized Billy and Jane. And, Billy and Jane, you told all the students to throw paper at them. They got F's on everything. They had to always stand in the back of the line. They could not eat the same food. Only Billy and Jane got that. But all of a sudden, the new teacher's here. Okay, we're going to stop that. Everybody is equal now. Billy and Jane figure it out. Billy and Jane is traumatized. Are we going to do a little something to try to bring them back into the fold here, just to let them know here, okay, we've changed up. We're going to do something special for Billy and
Billy
Jane.
and Jane. Now they know what it feels like.
You see? And that's what I mean. Yeah, it's like you got that has to happen, at least some. I'm not saying Billy and Jane need to get leg ups forever, but I'm saying, okay, you got to do something a little special because they were traumatized. And there's some people,
they'll get over
like
it.
I said,
Now,
these people feel threatened if black folks get a little something. That's just the problem. That's the problem.
Now, here's the thing about this, right? You see these 3 men right here? This is from my area. Now, they went up to D.C. And now, in this right here, they stand by a farm tractor at the National Black Farmers Association protest in front of the Department of Agriculture.
Still waiting to get their fucking equipment.
Now, in August 2022, in 2002, it's 2021, right?
Dang.
The Department of Agriculture agreed to give them $50,000 each.
Yeah.
Okay?
Shit, that ain't even going to cover a combine.
Now, hold on.
I remember that.
$50,000. That's not a lot for farmers. They will blow.
No, it ain't, dude.
Now,
a used tractor's going to cost you $50,000.
Now, here's the thing about it. That agreement that they agreed to give them was in 1997. These guys were there in 2002.
That's why you see old ass fucking 90s version International tractors on there.
Now, right now it's 2021. Now, that's crazy. And they have yet been paid. Now, here's another thing for you. But I know Mike is probably going to talk about this later when he gets to his room or whatever. Now, the study goes back to the 1920s. I always hear about these fucking goddamn studies. The little access to government to help the farmers of color. That's what they call them, colored.
Well, let me ask you a question, BMT. Let me ask you the same thing that you used to ask me. What are you going to do about, your melanated brothers and sisters constantly getting fucked over like that? What are you going to do about it?
I'm putting them first now. You see me? I'm putting them first and everything. Anytime I hear them being fucked over, I bring it to attention, the wrongdoings. So when people say, why don't we work together? I'm saying,
this is why we don't work together.
Now, hold on. Now, here's the thing about it. When that gay white man had sex with that down low black man, I did a show on that and said that black man was wrong. That he shouldn't have been. Did I not do a show about that? And I called that.
See, no.
See, now that was,
you call pretty much everything out, man.
So hold on now. So when the farmers who have been into the 1920s, that's older than Mike. Mm-hmm. That's why they're going back to your great granddaddy's time.
That's before my great grandmama. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now
the 1920s. That's my great great grandpa.
I just played y'all the audio of a farmer who has been. He is fourth generational farmer. He's fourth generational farmer since slavery. That means that's all he has been was farmers since they were bought as slaves. So when somebody says, well, do y'all know y'all history or how do you know? And I'm like, well, one of the men are still alive. These people are still alive. They're literally, if you look at it right now.
This motherfucker's still talking to us about it, telling us the story, stupid. That's how we know.
Now I want you to understand this. The portion during the same time period, the portion of black farmers in the U.S. has shrunk from 14% in 1920 to just under 2% in 2017. There's only 2% in 2017. How many farmers do you think are left or still alive?
I think
from you said from back in the 20s and 30s.
Well, no, there's not many of them.
There are not many of them left.
There couldn't be.
So is that so?
But I know.
No, I'm just saying.
I know my great aunt. She just passed away 5 years ago. She was 95, and she remembered living through the Depression and shit.
Right. Well, I know that like they said, it's like 3 million American farmers, and then there's there's like 43,000 black farmers. So, and then out of
3
those
million
43,000
farmers and only 43,000 black farmers.
That's what I heard. That's the last statistics that I
That's a crazy
checked out.
fucking gap.
And then,
there, man.
but even those 43,000.
That means you guys are like maybe 3% of the farming community.
Yeah, most of those are not commercial. They're like urban gardens and all this kind of stuff. They count them as farmers. but really, as far as commercial farmers, as far as commercial farmers, they say it's only a few thousand black farmers who actually, produce and get their stuff in the grocery stores and all that kind of thing. It's not many at all. Yeah, but the thing is, let me say something. Even just as Americans in general, it's just real cool and slick how we believe that our sustainability comes from Kroger's or Publix or grocery store. Basically, we don't even connect. We don't know the politics of farming. It doesn't matter to us. So like what BMT like saying, it's like shining a light on something like we don't, people don't know nothing about this. We don't even know to care about it. A lot of people don't. You can tell them what's been going on with the black farmers or with this farm community, whatever, and they're just like, okay, it's on my onion at the store.
I ain't no damn slave. What it look like being on that damn land? That's what I'm telling you. Why look like being on that land?
Yeah.
You understand? These same people have been getting cut. And see, certain groups look at these people as such a threat. They don't look at Pookie and Ray Ray. They don't look at the thug. They don't look at the guy in the law room. You know the real threat that they actually fear, that they actually scared of and shit, that blew my mind? They're scared of these goddamn dudes getting a goddamn check. They're scared of these dudes actually getting that so much so that they will go to the extent to go sue the goddamn government so that way they don't get no fucking money.
That dude looks like a fucking tool anyhow, man.
Well, guess what? Fuck him and fuck anybody that agrees with him. Now, Judge
I agree with you, man.
Judge halts billions in debt relief for farmers of color as conservative group for white farmers suit. See, this is not just one news, a lot of that. In the months since Congress included around $4 billion in the latest stimulus bill to forgive loans for black and other minority farmers, thousands of them have been pushing to finally see the money. The Department of Agriculture promised to start paying the loan this month. That's June. But now that relief is again on hold thanks to the lawsuit brought by a conservative group on behalf of white farmers who argue the program is unconstitutional because it discriminates against them. On Thursday, a federal judge in Wisconsin, sided
White
with
people fucking disgust me, man. I swear they do.
Oh, you know what?
No. But see, that's what I was trying to.
Mike, what's laughing?
No. Because see, this is what I'm saying. Like, we got to distinguish like good from bad because it's in every group, and that's why I hate sometimes. I don't hate, but I just kind of cringe when I hear people like use the blanket term sometimes. But I know sometimes we do when people say, okay, women this or men this, or because there's a good and bad in every group, and some people you can work with, some people you can't. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to use the actual laws that the black folks got to try to protect themselves against the black folks. That's kind of crazy. Those are the discrimination laws are what black folks got together so that we can try to protect ourselves and get a little something.
And I don't understand why they care. And if he's the head of it, why don't that fucker come out of his pocket and quote unquote help his people? Like he can't fucking afford it.
No, they don't want competition.
Because that'll cut into his fucking $100 million he's got. Who wants to do that?
Now the thing about it is this. Like I'm just saying, like listen, and I'm only bringing this out. Say now, agricultural commissioner Sid, he's an eighth generation farm and rancher. Sid Miller is 12th commissioner of the Texas Department of Agriculture. I'm pretty sure he gets a nice goddamn check of Texas agriculture, rural communities in the great state of Texas. So best believe this man he's a millionaire. He's a millionaire. Yeah. There's nothing.
Yeah, I never doubted he was a millionaire.
Like I said, we respectfully disagree with that's the U.S. government saying they disagree. If y'all ever want to find out more about this information, then I'm done. Pretty much check it out. The people that wrote about this, you got comments saying Laura, she says she was previously a food critic of the Tampa. Oh, another foodie. Yeah, okay. Well, all I can tell y'all is, hey, white farmers in other regions of the country have also sued against the debt relief. God damn, what's wrong with it? All these white farmers are just suing. Look, I told you, they don't fear Pookie. They fear Farmer Mike and his goddamn family.
Who the fuck is this Pookie and Ray Ray?
Listen,
that's just a general term.
They fear Farmer Mike.
I want to meet them.
They fear Farmer Mike and his family taking 10 acres and getting that damn. You better watch out, Mike, because your family might get jumped going to that goddamn county office to get that damn grant check. They'll most likely try to get your ass first before they get anybody else.
I just became a landowner myself, and so we're gonna.
Congratulations! So you already know. I hope you are. This is why this is important that you see this. But guess what's happening now since last year? Blacks are buying land and they're separating to build.
You don't know no land.
They're doing it. But see, the thing about it is, now that they're going off to do that shit, now you're getting these problems, this pushback. So the question you have to ask is, why is the fear of this group of people just getting help? There's only the USDA starts the forgiveness payout to some 1,300 black, and I guess they got a little bit of sprinkle of Hispanics. They ain't really too much of them. And like I said, they've been fighting this for years. They got white farmers, banking groups, and legislators argue that the relief. See, they're afraid that these blacks are going to just buy their land and say "fuck you" to everybody else, and so they're going to. So
See, the only people that's actually threatened, like the only people that's actually threatened, is the people who got good little games going on in the city. Pookie and Ray Ray, which is a general term, it just means that black folk, there's some young, wayward, dangerous people in the hood. They used to have jobs and money doing the circuit, picking the vegetables and stuff from the different farms and stuff. And now they had to import folks, and people are coming from Guatemala to do that job just so you can get stuff inside your grocery store. But the thing is, they don't want, because Pookie and Ray Ray and all of that, and that type of energy that's usually in the inner cities, every summer they would be going places to go ahead and make some money picking the land. So not only are they learning farming, but they're learning how to grow stuff. And it's just harder. I guess it's harder for them to work their little systematic magic. Maybe they losing people because they like to have slavery in the prisons. So I don't know. Maybe that's cutting into a bag for somebody, and they can't have that. They can't have that farm trend going.
Right. I was going to touch on that myself, man. Got to have them on that welfare and government programs and living in the urban plantation and selling their life and selling drugs and in and out of prison. That's where they want you guys, man. That's where you making the most money. Come on.
But you got to realize though, it doesn't threaten working white people, and that's why most of the time working white people don't understand it. They don't even care about it because they're not even worried about that. But the people who's being threatened is that dude who's, I guess they got that system going, whoever's the boss and stuff. So they try to, that's another reason why they want to keep that racial tension going, because actually they're doing that same thing. Because I talked to a white guy in my program that I'm doing in electrical work. He was basically a slave, for like 2 years because he was doing electrical work in jail for free at all of the federal houses because he didn't want to sit in the jail cell. So he had the honor,
Of
instead of sitting
rewiring
in
prisons.
jail, yeah, he could go rewire all the prisons and do all the electrical work and other handyman work all around federal buildings for free. So that's slavery. So that's what I'm saying. Like this is a game that got going on with this jail thing.
Yep.
And like I said, like we don't know how deep it goes. That when somebody's fighting this hard, you don't understand because it's something going on that you just don't understand. You just don't see it, but it's something going on.
Hell, that man might be invested in the prison system, Mike.
I would not surprise. Like I said, I encourage y'all, if you want to, if you're interested, please check out this story. I thank you guys for coming through. Thank you, Trailer. Thank you, Mike.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that you'll be more.
Yep.
Any information you need is in my description below. If you want to use any of the information, as well as the audio, there are some pretty good NPR sit downs with the leader of the Black Farmers Association, as well as others. Listen, they're older men. They're not trying to lie. These guys have been here for a long time.
And they've been fighting this for a while.
So
I think anybody that's owed something should be given what they're owed, man, honestly.
So I'm pretty sure they done seen a lot of the stuff, and they just say, "Hey, man, I just want to make sure I leave something behind for whoever is still left to pick up the seeds." In my hell, they might just say, like, "Hey, like I can't work the land anymore, Mike. If you want to come, I'll sign some papers over, and you can work it off and take the land." These things do happen. Like we have it in art down here. We have blood land. Blood land is where the family owns the land, and you can just pick a plot of land, and that's where you at. That's something that we do. So, other than that, you guys, I'd like to thank you guys,
all right, man,
for coming through.
Yep,
Thank you, Taylor, for asking some good questions. Thank you, Sugar Mike. Thank you, Kelly. Thank y'all for coming through and having a good conversation. I love you guys. Let me go eat dinner.